Imagine if every time you closed your eyes because you were tired, that you were hunted relentlessly by a monster. And this monster you had no way of hiding from, no defense against. And it's a monster that could do you great harm. And imagine you're 7 and you have to face that horror. And mom and dad can't help you. Your doctors can't help you. Imagine that would do to you.
Okay, let me update the responders. We've got them checking around here. Hold on.
I'm Alexis Bortel. I'm 9 years old, and I have epilepsy, intractable epilepsy.
My name is Dean Bortel. I'm Alexis's dad. Alexis is 9. She started having seizures about 2 years ago. She goes through the hospitals in Texas over a 2-year period. We tried different medications, you name it, we've probably tried it. All the way down to a deadly drug called felbutol. Felbutol has about a 1 in 4,500 chance of causing bone marrow disease. And so that drug came into our lives, and before we gave it to her, her doctor was like, time out, that's it. We're gonna stop this. And you have the opportunity to try medical cannabis. I can't tell you to do it in Texas, but I'm not gonna tell you not to do it. And so she had a horrible seizure on February 4th, put us here. After 911 rushed us to Dallas Children's, and there wasn't much they could do. And that's when we made the decision that her life was in danger and it was time to move her. We came to Colorado in 2014, and we got Alexis evaluated. There was a huge waiting list for oils at the time that we knew of that were popular. It took us literally from her getting to Colorado to getting the oil. Since we had done the pre-work, I took her a day, and she had the oils the next day.
I see children with seizure disorders for whom nothing works at all.
I was hoping maybe it worked. After I took the oil, it was about 1 or 2 days. Just believe it or not, one or 2 days it started seizure-free that day.
When I started seeing patients for cannabis in my practice, I started to say, well, how can this be true? How is it possible it can do all these different things without being toxic, without being able to kill somebody? And I learned that we make our own cannabinoids, and we have a system that really has a finger in every pie. So we have cannabinoid receptors all through our bodies, through our nervous system and immune system and the gut. And so then it made sense that a plant-based medicine coming in and working through that system could have far-reaching effects in the body. And so when I realized that, I said, wow, this is amazing. There's nothing in medicine that I can prescribe. There's nothing like this that can do all these different things without being toxic to the liver and the kidneys and so forth.
She's imprisoned in the state of Colorado. Her body cannot go across state lines because she can be tested, found that she's got cannabis in her, and she can be taken away.
Well, for the longest time, Alexis needed to be close to medical care while they were living in the Dallas area. And then they moved from there to Colorado, and that's a long trip for us to make.
We don't get to see them grow up. They can't come see us because of state laws.
There's been no recorded death from a marijuana overdose ever in the 5,000 years of recorded history of its use.
Her record in Texas was 2 days with no seizures or symptoms on pharmaceuticals, 2, there at the end. And here in Colorado, today she's celebrating 118 days seizure-free.
It makes me feel just happy. I know it helped me. I could become a normal kid someday.
Pain and suffering do not know any political ideology, geographical limitations, religious limitations, nothing. Human suffering is human suffering.
People across the country that are watching this human rights issue unfold. I understand politics can be messy and people get scared, but there are children dying. How many of those are we going to allow to pass before we stand up and say, you know what, we have to do better?
What I hope is that people will think past the stigma. They will see the plant that God made and to use it responsibly